Hello and welcome to this session on Katalon Studio beginner tutorials, and today we are going to see how can we do a mobile testing on an Android device on Windows platform using Katalon Studio. So we are going to go very basic step by step, and we will learn how do we install Node.js, how do we install Appium, and then how do we set up our mobile device for automation. We will see how do we do connection and then validate the connection, and finally we will run test cases on the mobile device. So in case you do not have any prior knowledge or you have not worked on mobile testing earlier, do not worry, we are going to go step by step. So step number one is we have to check if Node is already installed on your system, and for that you can use the command node space -v, or you can also use the command node space -- version. So let me go to my command prompt, and here I will say node space -v or node space -- version, and I am not getting any version number. In case you get any version number, that means Node is already installed. And you can also check npm space -v and npm space -- version to check if npm is installed or not. So I will write down this as well. You can check npm space -v or npm space -- version. And in case Node is not installed, that means npm would also not be installed on your system. These are just the commands that you can remember. And here node space -v and node space -- version are actually the same command. -v is just the shorter version for -- version. So once you have checked this, and in case you do not have Node, step number 2 will be download and install Node.js, and actually here also I should mention this is Node.js. So for the second step we have to go to our browser, and here I will just say download Node.js. So here we are getting this option, download Node.js from nodejs.org en download, and you can go to this particular website, and here you can get the installer as per your operating system. So I am on Windows, so you can get the Windows installer 32-bit or 64-bit. And to check whether you are using 32-bit or 64-bit operating system, you can go to your My Computer or this PC, and there if you do a right click, go to properties, and here you will get the information about your operating system. So in my case I am using Windows 10 and the bit size is 64-bit. So I will get the 64-bit installer. So you can just click here and you can get the installer. So this will download your installer. You can see this download is getting here. And before I begin to install, I will also copy this URL in the notes. So you have to get Node.js from here, and all these notes will be available in the description section of this video. So now I will go to my installer, and I will just click on the installer so that it will start installing Node.js on the system. And yes, now we have the setup wizard for Node.js. I will click next and accept the terms, next, and here you have to give the location where you want your Node.js to be installed. This is the default location on Windows, C program files and Node.js. Now here the only thing we have to make sure is install Node.js at a location where you have complete read and write permissions. So I have all the permissions on my system, so I will click on next, and here in this particular window make sure that this thing add to path is enabled. You can see this means will be installed on local hard drive, which is something we want. So here just click next and click on install. So this will start installation of Node.js on our system, and it should take a couple of seconds to a minute to do the installation of Node.js. And you can see the Node.js installation is done. So click on finish, and now if you go to your command line and say node space -v, you can see we are getting the version of Node.js, and the latest version as of my time now is 8.11.2, or you can say node space -- version, it will give you the same result, and then npm space -v or npm space -- version. This will give you the same result. So now Node and npm are installed, and npm is the package manager that comes with Node. So we have done our step. Also, you can make sure that you have Node installed physically. So you can go to your C drive and go to users and go to your username or whatever is the user who is admin on this system, and then here you will find a hidden folder by the name app data. So in case you do not see this folder, make sure that you have enabled viewing of hidden folders. Go inside this, go to roaming, and here you should find a folder by the name npm. Okay, so you can check this as well. So I will write down in the notes as well. Check Node.js is installed by running the above commands. So these are the commands. So you have to just run these commands. I will just put it here as well, node and npm. And also you can run one more command, which is where node. So I will run this command as well, where node. It will give you the location of node, or you can say where npm. It will give you the location of npm on your system. Okay, so now let us come to step number 3, and step number 3 is install Appium. So this is the important step, and before you do this, you have to check Java is installed on your system. So for Java, you can also run some commands. So you can say java space -- version, or it is java space - version, I believe. Yes, so in my case I have Java 8 installed, and you can also see the Java compiler version by running java c space -version, and I have Java compiler as well. So as long as you have a JDK installed, it should be fine. And now to install Appium, you have to say npm install -g Appium. So this will install the latest Appium version. Also you can use @ symbol and actually give some particular version number for Appium in case you want a particular version. In my case, I want whatever the latest version is, and the -g option is to install it globally so that I can use Appium from any location on my system. So I will run this command, and this should start getting and installing Appium. Let me also write down these commands. So first you have to say java space -version to check the Java on your system, and then npm install -g Appium, or npm install -g Appium at some particular version, for example 1.5.2. So now it is getting Appium installed and getting ready on our system. It can take some time, so let us just wait for Appium to get installed. So this is getting all the information and packages from internet, and then it is installing. And the duration of this process will also depend on the network speed you are getting. So you can see it is now doing all the updates and everything, and as long as you are getting some info or warning messages, it is fine. The only thing is you should not get any error message. In case you are getting any error message, then you will have to maybe try some other version of Appium. Okay, so see, this process has been completed, and although there are some warning messages, which is okay, but there are some errors as well, and this can be a compatibility issue between Appium and the Node versions you have. So in case you get this errors, that means your Appium will not work that particular version. So the latest version as of now is 1.8.1, and so what I will do is I will do uninstall and then get some other version. So I will do npm uninstall -g Appium first. So this should uninstall the Appium, and this is done. And you can see, just to ensure I do not have Appium, you can say Appium space -- version. So yes, Appium is not there, and now I will get some other version of Appium, and with experience I can say that 1.7.1 version of Appium works fine for me on this particular system. Now in your case, in case you are getting the similar issue, you can try with 1.7.1 or 1.5.2 version of Appium. Let us first try with 1.7.1 version of Appium, and this is now in process. Let us just wait for this process to get complete. And as of now we have some warnings, which is fine as long as we do not have any errors. And yes, as of now it is going fine. So even in case this is the first time you are using Node or you are using Appium, do not worry. You can follow these steps, and step by step we will do all the process. Okay, so this is complete, but I think there are still some errors, and let me just go up and let us see. The error is ms build error number could not load the Visual C++ component vcbuild.exe. To fix this, I have to install the .NET Framework 2.0 SDK or install Visual Studio 2005 or add the location of the component to the system path if it is installed elsewhere. So here let me just take this and see where is this located. Okay, I have here until Appium, and then I have to go to Node modules, which is here, and I do not have this head dump build in this particular version. Now let me try with the very first option, which is install the .NET Framework 2.0 SDK. I will go to Google and try to search for this, and I will go to the very first option, and here I will go and try to download .NET Framework 2.0 Software Development Kit, and let me try to download. Now see, you might get some different issue, and this is how you can troubleshoot and resolve it. Whatever error or information you get, go to Google, paste it, and you definitely will get some solution. You might have to invest some time and do some troubleshooting, but you will get the solution. And also sometimes this might not be required, and to check that, what you can do is go to your command line and say Appium space hyphen version, and in case you get the Appium version, that means it is installed. And yes, I am getting. Also you can say Appium space -v, and this will give us the same result. So that means Appium is installed, so we can actually test it. So I will just put down the notes here. Check if Appium is installed, and the command is Appium space --version or Appium space -v. Also you can run the command where Appium, so that will show you where is your Appium, and we can see it is under app data roaming npm. So if you go to your app data roaming and npm folder, you should have your node modules, and inside node modules you should have your Appium. Okay, so Appium is installed. Next step is we have to open our Katalon Studio and connect to Appium. Okay, so for that we will go and open our Katalon Studio, and here you have to go to the menu Windows and Katalon Studio Preferences, and here you have the option Katalon, and under Katalon you have the option for mobile. Go here, and here in the Appium directory you have to browse to your Appium folder that is under your node module. So under your npm node modules, you have to go to your Appium folder and give this folder here, and this is the same folder that we have here inside your npm node modules, and then say apply and OK. So now we have connected our Appium to our Katalon Studio, and now the important step is we have to make our mobile ready. So we have to set up Android mobile device for automation. So at this moment you will go to your physical Android device. We can use emulators as well, but in this session I'm going to show you with a real device, and we will have other sessions for using emulators. So at this moment you will go to your Android device, And in my case, to show you the Android screen on the system, I will use a Chrome plugin called Visor, and with the help of Visor you can see my Android device on the desktop screen. So this is a actual real device connected with the help of a USB cable on my system, and with the help of Visor software you are able to see the screen. So what you will do is go to settings, and here go to about phone and go to build number. So basically we have to come to build number. There may be some changes in the navigation in your particular mobile device, so you have to go to settings and wherever you get your about phone or about Android, and then you have to come to build number and then tap this build number 7 times. So the reason we are doing this is we have to enable developer options, and you can see in my case I have already enabled it. So now once you have done this, tapped it 7 times, and you get the message that developer mode is enabled or you are now a developer, then you will again go to settings, and now you should have this developer options present. This you will get only after you do the earlier step. Go to developer options, and here make sure that you switch on this USB debugging. So switch on this, and I will just write down the steps as well. So what you have to do here is go to settings, about phone, and then tap 7 times on build number, and once you get the message that you are a developer, then again go to settings, developer options, and enable USB debugging. And just in case there is any change in the navigation, you can Google for your particular model or Android device that where you will find a build number or where you will find developer options. Now step number 6 is connect Android device to your system, whether it is a laptop or a desktop. Connect it with the help of a USB cable. So this is the moment where you will take a USB cable and connect it to your system. And here at this time, once you connect, if you get an option of making USB debugging on your mobile device, ensure that you enable it. And now we have to ensure that our Katalon Studio can connect to this mobile device. So for that we have to create a new project, and you can also use a sample mobile project that comes along with Katalon Studio. And on this help screen, you can get this help screen from help, Katalon help as well. Click on this sample mobile testing project, give some name, mobile test project, give the location wherever you want to save this project. If you want to give some description, give that and say OK. So here in this project, because this is a sample project, we already have some test cases, we already have object repositories and test suites already created. If you go to the test case, you can see this is a mobile test case. I can go to the script mode and I can see some of the mobile keywords as well. And then here we have a test suite. So what we are going to do is we are going to run this particular test suite. So here at this moment you will go to this particular run button and this drop down here and go to the Android option and click here, and here it should show you your Android device. And in case you are not getting it, that means there is some connection issue, so you can again check it. One other way is if you go to your C users and your admin user, and you will find a folder by the name .katalon. Okay, if you go inside, you will find tools and Android SDK and then platform tools. Here you have something called ADB. So go to command line and go to the location of this particular folder, platform tools. A shortcut is you can directly go to the address bar and say CMD and press enter. So this will open command line on the same location, and then here you can say ADB devices, and it should show you the ID of your attached device to your system. So it is showing me the ID of my attached device, so that means it is attached properly, and the same thing I can see on Katalon Studio as well. So I will just select this and say OK, and also I will show you my mobile screen. So this is my mobile screen, and the first time it can take some time, and let us see if it runs the test. So you can see the log viewer, and here is the console. In case you want to see the console, you can see that as well. Here is the log viewer, and yes, something is happening. Let us just wait. For the first time it takes some time, and yes, it is now running. There are some actions it is doing on the mobile device. The first test is done, I believe, and it should now start on the second test. And after this test is done, we will actually go into the script and see what exactly it has done. And I will also show you how exactly you can create a new mobile testing project. So this is the second test case that this is running now. Some scrolling actions, some tap actions. Yes, it has tapped on a option, and yes, it has come out. And here you can see this is the log viewer, and you can see both of the test cases are pass. And this is the console. Console will be very important in case you have some errors. You can actually see the errors here. In my case, everything is fine, looks okay. And of course, in the reports, you can check the reports as well. So this is the report. You can get the summary, execution settings, execution environment. Here you can see the device model, Appium version, device operating system, Katalon version, and everything related to the Android device. And Katalon execution settings you can check here. These are the execution settings and the summary here. Now if I go to the test case, so here is a test case where in the sample test case there are some comments. There is a step to start application, then there are some tap actions, there are some other actions, get text, and so on. If you go to the script mode, you can see these are the scripts. So you can see mobile.start application, app path, and here you can see this is the app being used. And if you go to the profiles and go to default, you can see the location of this APK file, which is inside the project location Android app API demos. So if you want to see this APK file, you can actually go to your project location wherever you have saved your project. So this is the mobile test project sample and Android app, and this is the APK file that is being used for the application. And we will learn about what is a APK file and how exactly you can use it. So in mobile testing, whenever you want to test a native mobile application, you have to get an APK file and that you have to give to Appium. So we can also check this by creating a new project. So let me just create a new project now and name it as sample mobile test 2. Say OK, and now I will do a recording. So I will first create a test case. I will go on test case and say new test case and just say this is test case 1 and say OK. And now I will click on this record mobile. So this will load this window, and here you can see you can get your mobile device that is already connected. And then here if you see, you have options for selecting a local device or a Katalon device. So Katalon is a cloud service where you can get mobile devices on the cloud for use, and we will cover this in a later session, but now I am using my local device, which is this Android device. And here you have to give the application file name. So what I'm going to do is I will just select this API demo.apk, which is already present in the sample project. I will say OK, and I will say start. And let us wait for the application to start. So there is some issue. Let me just see. Yes, it is starting now. And yes, so you will also get this device view here, and now I can record my actions. So here whenever I click something, you can see this gets highlighted in the object repository, and if I click here again, it is getting highlighted here on the device. So here I can select the object, and maybe I can select something from here. I can say tap, and it will tap on that particular option. So it has selected that and recorded that action. I can select press back. So it will press back and it will come again to the main screen, and it has also recorded the action here. And let me just say OK for now, and OK. And you can see it has recorded my action here on the mobile device. If I go to the script view, you can see in the script view as well, this is the action mobile.start application, and the application APK file it has taken, and then it has found that particular object, and then tap, press back and close application. And now let me just try to run this again on my Android device, this particular device, and say OK. And let me show you my device screen as well here. And it is now starting the test case. In the coming sessions we will learn how to get APK file for different applications, and we will also see how you can use emulators to run your tests on mobile devices. So yes, I believe it should run now. So here I can see Appium server started, and now it has, yes, it has started it, and it is doing the same actions. It tapped and it should go back now and close the application, and yes, so it has done our test and it is a success. So let me also write it down. Step number 7 is run the sample mobile test project, and then step 8 will be create a new test and try mobile recording, and then of course run and validate. So these are the 8 steps using which you can start creating automation test cases on the mobile devices, and these are the main steps that you have to do. In the coming sessions we will learn more about mobile testing with Katalon Studio. We will also use some emulators instead of physical devices, and we will also see how you can take APK files for different applications and do testing on them. So I hope this session was very useful for you. I will meet you in the next episode of Katalon Studio. Thank you for watching.